You're still doing the same run, same route, same pace, same distance, and you're wondering why you're not getting faster. I'll tell you why. Because you think running more is the answer. It's not. The answer is 10 minutes. 10 minutes that most runners skip every single time. And those 10 minutes, that little ignored window, is probably the biggest reason you've been stuck at the same speed for months. If you caught the last video, you already know we talked about building your base, learning how to actually run consistently without destroying your body in the first 2 weeks. And now that you're out there running regularly, now it's time to actually get faster. Not by suffering more, not by pushing harder every single day, but by doing this one simple thing that changes everything. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand something most runners never figure out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. This is a series, a real progression from the ground up. You don't want to miss what's coming. And hey, drop a comment right now. Tell me, do you currently do anything after your run? Anything at all? Because I have a feeling I already know the answer. And it's going to be part of the conversation today. Let's get into it. Here's the reality that nobody wants to say out loud. Most runners finish their run, walk inside, immediately sit down on the couch, and feel like they earned something. And yeah, you did earn something. You went out and ran. That matters. But then you spend the next 23 hours and 50 minutes being completely sedentary, eating whatever, sleeping weird, and doing absolutely nothing to prepare your body for the next run. And then you show up tomorrow, or 2 days later, and wonder why your legs feel like cement, why your pace isn't improving, why you feel like you're always starting over. You're always starting over because you never finish the job. That's the thing nobody tells you at the beginning. Running isn't just the part where you're moving. Running includes what happens right after. And right now, most people are completely blowing that window. That golden 10-minute window right after you stop running, where your muscles are warm, your blood is flowing, your body is in recovery mode. And instead of doing something useful with it, you're scrolling your phone in the driveway. This is not a small thing. This is not some bonus tip I'm throwing in. This is foundational. This is the difference between a runner who actually gets faster over time and a runner who plateaus at month 2 and stays there forever. Pensa nisso. Now let me guess what you're thinking. I stretch sometimes. Okay. When? For how long? Just your quads. Real quick. While you're still breathing hard? That's not stretching. That's a formality. That's what you do, so you can tell yourself you did something, and it does almost nothing. Or maybe you're in the other camp. I don't need to stretch. I've heard stretching doesn't actually help. And you know what? There's some truth buried in there. Static stretching before a run can actually reduce performance. That's real. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about after. After is completely different. After is when your body needs it. After is when it works. Here's the other one I hear all the time. I don't have time. You just ran for 30 minutes, or 45, or an hour, and you don't have 10 more minutes? 10 minutes? You have time. You're choosing not to use it. And that choice, every single day, is compounding against you. Every skipped recovery window is a debt your body is going to make you pay eventually. Either in slower times or worse, in an injury that takes you out for 6 weeks. É por isso que você não evolui. So what are we actually doing in these 10 minutes? Because I'm not going to tell you to foam roll for an hour, or do some complex yoga sequence you'll never remember. That's not real life. Real life is you coming home sweaty, maybe a little tired, probably hungry, and needing something that actually fits into the reality of being a human being with a schedule. Here's what works. First 2 minutes, you walk. That's it. Don't stop moving the second you finish your run. Walk. Slow down gradually. Let your heart rate come down naturally. This is not complicated. This is basic physiology. When you stop running abruptly and immediately sit down, your blood pools in your legs. Your heart is still working hard, but it's losing its assist from your leg muscles. That transition matters. 2 minutes of easy walking handles it. Simple. Next 4 minutes. Dynamic cool down. Not static holds. Dynamic movement. Leg swings, hip circles, slow walking lunges, gentle torso rotations. You're taking your joints through their full range of motion while they're still warm. This is where you actually maintain and slowly build flexibility over time. 4 minutes. You're moving. The whole time. It goes fast. Last 4 minutes, targeted holds. Now you hold. Hip flexors, hamstrings, calves, glutes. The spots that take the most punishment when you run. Hold each one for 30 to 45 seconds. Breathe through it. Don't bounce. Don't rush. Just be there. 10 minutes total. That's the habit. That's it. But here's what I want you to understand about why this actually makes you faster. Because at this point you might be thinking, okay, that sounds nice, but how does stretching make me faster? Fair question. When your muscles are chronically tight, when your hip flexors are locked up, when your calves are constantly shortened from running and sitting, your stride suffers. Your range of motion shrinks. You're not getting full extension. You're not pushing off completely. You're running in a cage that you built yourself by never opening it up. And a shorter, tighter stride at the same effort level means a slower pace. Every single time. When you consistently do this 10-minute window over weeks, your stride opens up. Your hips move more freely. Your push-off gets stronger because your calves aren't fighting constant tension. You start covering more ground with the same amount of effort. That's not magic. That's mechanics. That's your body working the way it's supposed to work when you actually take care of it. Now here's what nobody tells you. And this is the part that changes how you think about all of this. The 10 minutes isn't just about flexibility. It's about the signal you send your body. Every time you finish a run and immediately crash, your body gets a signal. The signal is, this is a crisis, we're done, shut everything down. Recovery mode kicks in, but it kicks in chaotically. Inflammation spikes. Stress hormones are still elevated. Your body is basically scrambling. When you do the 10 minutes, different signal. The signal is, we're transitioning. We're winding down deliberately. We're treating this body with intention, and your nervous system responds to that. Your recovery is faster. Your soreness the next day is less. Your legs feel better at the start of your next run. And over time, that compounds into real performance gains. You're not just getting more flexible. You're training your recovery. And your recovery is part of your training. Seja sincero. You never thought of it that way, did you? Let me tell you about the version of this I see constantly. Someone starts running, they're motivated, they go out and smash every run for 3 weeks. Never cool down. Never do anything after. Week 4, their knee starts talking to them. Week 5, it's their IT band. Week 6, they're telling people they tried running, but it didn't work out. Running didn't fail them. They failed the 10 minutes. And the crazy part? The 10 minutes isn't even hard. It's the easiest part of the whole workout. It doesn't require extra equipment. It doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require a coach. It just requires you to not immediately abandon everything the moment your watch says you're done. Stop. Breathe. Walk for 2 minutes. Move for 4. Stretch for 4. Done. That's the whole thing. Now I want to be real with you for a second because we're a few episodes into this journey together, and I think you deserve some straight talk. You started this series because you want to run better. Maybe you want to run a 5K. Maybe you want to lose some weight. Maybe you just want to feel like you're actually progressing instead of spinning your wheels. Whatever the reason, you're here. You're watching. You're listening. And that already puts you ahead of the person who just complains about being slow, but never actually looks for answers. But watching isn't enough. And I say this with total respect. You can watch every video in this series. You can understand everything I'm telling you. You can agree with every word. And if you don't actually walk outside after your next run and do the 10 minutes, nothing changes. Nothing. The information is worthless without the action. And the action is just 10 minutes. That's the gap between who you are right now and who you want to be as a runner. 10 minutes. Ridiculo. So here's what I want you to do. After your very next run, not the run after that, this next one, you do the 10 minutes. You walk 2, you move 4, you hold 4, and then you come back to this video and leave a comment. Tell me you did it. Tell me how your legs felt. I'm serious. That little moment of accountability does something. It makes it real. It moves it from intention to habit. Habits are built in exactly these small moments. Not in the big dramatic decisions. Not in the, I'm going to completely change my life starting Monday. In the next run. In the 10 minutes after. In coming back and saying, I did the thing I said I was going to do. That's how this works. And here's the thing about this whole series. We're building something, episode by episode. We talked about getting started, about building the base, about not blowing up in the first 2 weeks. And now we're talking about recovery habits that compound into real speed over time. This is a progression. Everything connects. Everything builds on itself. If you've been following along, you're already thinking about running differently than you were a few weeks ago. And that shift in thinking? That's more valuable than any single workout tip. Because the runners who improve consistently, the ones who actually hit their goals, they don't have secret training programs. They don't have access to some elite knowledge that you don't. They just do the boring stuff consistently. They don't skip the 10 minutes. They don't blow off recovery. They treat the small things like they matter, because the small things do matter. They matter enormously. Agora me fala, have you been doing the boring stuff? Or have you been waiting for some magic workout to shortcut the process? There's no shortcut. There's just the work. And the good news is the work isn't actually that hard. It's just consistent. That's all it asks of you. Let me leave you with this. At some point in this running journey, you're going to have a run that surprises you. You're going to look down at your pace and think, wait, that can't be right. And it's going to feel easier than it should. And you're going to have this moment where something clicks, where you realize you're actually becoming a runner. Not just someone who runs, but someone who runs well. That moment doesn't come from one great workout. It comes from the accumulation of all the small right decisions. It comes from the stretching you did when you didn't feel like it, from the walks at the end, from the habits you built when no one was watching, from the 10 minutes. Don't wait for the perfect conditions to start doing this right. The conditions are never perfect. Your schedule is always a little chaotic. You're always a little tired. plateaus, it anyway. Those 10 minutes are an investment in every run that comes after this one. You're building something. Keep building. But here's the thing I need you to understand before the next episode. You can have perfect form. You can do the 10 minutes every single time. You can run consistently and recover well. And there's still something that will quietly limit your performance that almost nobody talks about. Something that happens inside your body. Something you can actually change. And when you do, everything gets easier. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I reduced my resting heart rate and became a noticeably faster runner without running harder. No, that's not a trick headline. It's real. It's backed by how your cardiovascular system actually works. And once you understand it, you're going to look at your easy runs completely differently. This next one is a level up in the series. Don't skip it. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And seriously, drop a comment right now. Tell me, do you currently do anything in the 10 minutes after your run? Yes or no? Be honest. No judgment. I just want to know where you're starting from. Because that comment might help someone else reading it who's in the exact same spot. See you in the next one.